Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Brandon Lester Fishing. It is cold this morning, especially cold for late September. It's about 45 degrees this morning. That kind of makes me think about one thing. We're going to go try to catch some crappie today. It should be on the way to getting right. We're a long ways from where we need to be as far as water temperature coming down and all that, but I think we can catch a few crappie today. So out here on the lake I hadn't been to in quite a while, since last winter, to be honest with you. So we're gonna go give it a try, see if we can catch a few. Y'all stay tuned. Let's try a good old chartreuse and blue this morning. See what it does. This water's got a little bit of color to it. It's not really dirty. I guess you would call it a little bit of stain. It's still pretty early in the morning, so that chartreuse and blue needs something that shows up a little bit. We got some fish right here on this bridge column. See if we can get a couple of them to bite. And we tricked one of them. Not bad, he's a keeper. Not a big one, but probably 10 and a half, 11 inches. There is a pile of them in there. Another one. Feels like a good one right there. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Get up in here. That big sow. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Yeah. That's more like what we're looking for. That's a good one there. Back in there while they're still biting. There's a lot of bait in here on this bridge this morning. I think that's why these fish are pretty active, because there's tons of bait around. There he is. Another good one. Coming up there jumping like a bass this morning. Oh, come here. Golly, them are some nice ones. How pretty that thing is in that sunshine. Big old black nose. Beautiful fish. had fished 3 or 4 places already this morning and seen a couple little schools that I really think were bluegill, stuff like that. Bridges are always a good place to look when you start. There was a bite right there. When you start getting that fall cool down, bridges are always a good place to look because there's typically always bait around bridges this time of the year. So sure enough, I idled by this bridge and I saw a big wad of them sitting down there. There he is. Oh, barely hooked. He was actually hooked from the outside in. You talk about catching one by the hair of his chinny chin chin. I barely got him. I got him though. Really nice little keeper. Went to something a little different here. Put a little double jig rig on because there's just so many of them there and they just really don't want to bite. So I thought I might be able to trigger a few more bites with that double jig rig. It got him. There's another one. That feels like a big one. We may have to get the net on this one. Definitely a big one. I think we can flip it one. Golly, what a crappie. Probably shouldn't have done that on 4-pound test. That is a stud right there now. That's a big one. I mean, a good one. Man, later on in the winter when that fish put its gut on, that fish should be close to 2 pounds. I mean, it's got the frame of a 2-pounder, no doubt. Probably weighs 1.75 pounds right now. That is a nice one. I'll be honest with you guys, that 2 jig rig is something that I have not thrown in a long time. And I don't like to throw it around any kind of brush or cover for obvious reasons. You know, it takes a little time to tie it, number one, and number two, it's not as weedless. It's twice as non-weedless actually. So, you know, and obviously it doesn't work very well around docks because you can't shoot it. But in a situation like this where you're just casting and reeling, it works perfect. And this is basically open water. There's not really anything there for me to get hung on. These fish are relating to the shade and to that column. So it's the perfect scenario for that double jig rig, and it's working. There he goes. I had to get it right up against the back side of that column. Get him to bite. So one thing about a crappie I think a lot of people don't realize is just how precise you have to be with your cast and stuff. I mean, now that we have active target and forward-facing sonar, we realize that they will chase a bait a pretty good ways. I mean, and they'll come out from a pretty good ways away to look at a bait, but their actual strike zone is pretty darn small. And when you're fishing something like that column, they're going to use that as an ambush point. So the closer you can be to it, the better off you are. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Had a fun day. It's gotten a little bit windy. This hurricane's still kind of, this is the remnants of that trying to blow out of here, I guess. But I'm going to get on out of here. I only fished about a half a day today, but, you know, didn't do bad for what little while I fished. I think I probably got 10 or so in the box. I'm going to take them home, fillet them, but it should only get better from here. A couple of things need to happen. The water temperature is down about 75 now. It needs to keep dropping, get on down there in the 60s and even into the 50s. And the water level in these lakes needs to start dropping too, and that'll really bunch them up really good. They're still a little bit scattered, but if you're willing to work at it, you can catch a few. So that's what we did today. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. We'll be doing some more crappie fishing here real soon. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time.